Set in the year 2154, where the very wealthy live on a man-made space station, and the rest of the population resides on a ruined Earth, a man takes on a mission that can bring equality to the polarized worlds. This is my review of Elysium. The first time I heard anything about Elysium was when I heard movie news that Neil Blomkamp, who also directed and made District 9, was going to make a film called Elysium. And when I heard the premise, I was like, cool. But then I saw the cast, and it was going to star Matt Damon and Jodie Foster. And yeah, those were the two main names that caught my eye, because District 9, for those of you who don't know, was like a really small independent film that became like a huge success, and I was just thinking, wow, Matt Damon and Jodie Foster in a Neil Blomkamp sci-fi movie. It was like, wow, that's interesting, and I was like really excited for Elysium when it was about to come out. Then when I saw the first trailer for Elysium, I was a little bit worried because for those of you who didn't see District 9, Elysium, like, when looking at the trailer, looked like an exact copy, sort of, and that worried me a little bit, even though Elysium is Neil Blomkamp's second film. And the reason I was a little bit worried was because I was sort of thinking that it was going to be maybe an exact copy of the story of District 9. But I still went to the theaters to see if that was true or not. And after seeing Elysium, I can tell you guys that it's a good movie. The good points. The main good point to Elysium is Matt Damon, who played the protagonist of the film. And I thought that he did an incredible job at acting, and I thought he was the best actor of the entire cast, and like I said, he did an incredible job. The visual effects of the movie were great as well, because you had interaction with the cast, like Matt Damon and other characters, with robots, which were all CGI, and with other objects that they had to put effects on and everything. And when the actors were interacting with the objects that would be visualized, CGI'd, it looked really good because the interaction and the visual effects made it realistic. I also like the technology and the weapons of Elysium, because the year is 2154, and to see what Neil Blomkamp and other designers thought was going to be technology a century from now looked really realistic and everything, and I thought that they did a great job of like thinking, like not going too overboard with the technology and making it like down to earth, and thinking inside the box a little bit, and thinking like really like what is technology going to be like 100 years from now. I also thought that the settings of Elysium were good, like the slummy Earth was good like Earth is like decimated and everything, and it shows a lot, like when you see the settings and everything. And I really liked the designs of Elysium also, really high class and everything because of the rich people on there, so it has to be classy. Yeah, some of the makeup was good as well, and when I say some, I say that because there wasn't that much makeup at all in the movie, but when you saw the makeup, it was like, wow, that's really good. And I also thought that the film had a really good villain, or antagonist, I should say. And even though I didn't like this one thing about the main villain, I thought that, what's the actor's name? I think his name is Shia Coatley. Yeah, like Shia Copley or something like that. Anyways, yeah, he did a really good job of playing the main villain. The bad points. I think the one issue of Elysium that I didn't like was that it was really fast paced, and you can tell that by how fast the actors were saying their dialogue or lines, and you can tell that from the editing as well because the editing was like really I guess you can say cutty. It was like this isn't spoiling anything, but like Matt Damon is running, and then it splits off to this next scene where he's in this like market area, and there's like stuff like that over throughout the film, and I just found it to be annoying. And the other thing about the actors talking really fast, like sometimes you couldn't understand what they said, and that got to be annoying a little bit. And the other thing about some of the actors was that some of them had accents like from their native tongue, and so it was even harder to understand what they were saying because when they have their accents and talking really fast, it's like, wait, what did you just say? And the fast editing, I think, came into another issue, which was the ending. The ending was good, but I think it just came too fast. Like, they sort of wrapped things up in like 5 minutes. I mean, I know they had to wrap things up, but the way they did it was like really fast, and I just didn't like that. And the other thing that the film suffers from is that it's a little bit too much like District 9, and I'm sorry for those of you who haven't seen District 9, but yeah, I saw District 9, and after seeing this movie, it's like, wow, those two looked like similar in a way. Because in District 9, they're in this slummy area, and the same thing for Elysium when they're down on Earth, which is almost, yeah, it's like over half of the film is on Earth. And just to see those two worlds compared to each other, it's like they look the same. So, saw this movie with my dad and sister. My dad gives it a 3 out of 4 stars. My sister gives it a 3.5 out of 4 stars. And I agree with my dad, and I give it a 3 out of 4 stars as well. Yeah, so Elysium, it's a good sci-fi action film. It has some like fast pacing issues, and sometimes you can't understand what some of the characters are saying. But overall, it's a really good movie, and I think you should see it. I think it's worth the price. And not spoiling anything, so that's it.